Hello, and welcome to some Leaf Blower Revolution. And honestly, I just wanted to sit here, take some time, and talk with you guys, you know? Just take some time just to relax. Let's turn it down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I just felt like doing something that was very trivial, minor, you know? And honestly, this has filled that gap for me. It seemed simple enough just to do, sit down, enjoy. I do hope you are all having a wonderful day. I think I'm going to start a rambling series. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Start a rambling series. Maybe that's what RnR will stand for. Rambling and restless rambling. Not just rest, not rest and relaxation. No. Restless and rambling. How about that? I don't know. It's possible. Alright, well, before we go doing all that. Well, I'm definitely doing this. Buy max. There we go. Well, alrighty then. Life is hard. And no matter what you do, you can't escape. All you can do is surrender to it. All you can do is surrender and do what you can do. So it's not really surrendering so much as it's swimming with the flow rather than against it. Because the flow is there regardless. Such is life, you know. So it's up to us not to try to force the flow. And to make something of ourselves and to do something with it, you know. And here's the wonderful thing. We just need to take pride and joy in what we do. Otherwise, we'll lose sight of what matters. And far too many people have lost sight of that. That's truly sad. Well, that's alright. For not everyone has the oversight or foresight. And everyone's at a different stage in their life, as well as understanding things differently, you know? It's one of the great things about life, as well as one of the hardest things about life. That's cool. I like that. Let me get another one. I can't help thinking just how life be. So all I want is to have everybody have a great time. Because honestly, if we all have a good time and make sure we do what we can for the other people, things will work out. And for those people who want to ruin that, well, the antidote to that is a smile and to really just kind of leave them and let them do their thing. Now, if they're going out of their way further to do something even more malicious, that gives you the right to just do whatever you feel is fit for the situation, provided it's not also too immature and or out of place. For every situation should be handled differently. Here I am with obvious advice that no one asked for. But that's quite alright, because you know what? All you need to do is to just let yourself be free. And I guess that's kind of this for me, honestly. It's my way of freeing myself. It's my way of trying to free others of the suffering, of the madness that is life, you know? Who knows? Maybe I'll even switch to something a little bit later, but for now, I'm enjoying this. This is nice. Because honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because that's the best way to be. Every time I sit down and come to stream, I'm always filled with, well, what if this? Well, what if that? And honestly, it's just about simple stuff like, well, what about this family member? What about doing this with this person? Well, what if this happens in this time? And really, it's those thoughts that keep us from doing the things we want to do. You know, you might be like, no, those aren't it. No, you're crazy. Or, you know, that doesn't make sense. Or, you know, maybe there's a bit more to it. But the reason why I say that is because the issue at hand is that you're immediately questioning yourself. You know, and that's not good. Like, if you question yourself just off the bat, it's not good. Now, it's different to think about what you have to say before you say it, rather than questioning yourself. There's a difference, and it's very hard to, or at least for me, to do. For me, I mean, honestly, that's all I can do right now with no one to ask questions or whatnot. I'm left to rambling just for a stream. But such is life, because as I was saying before about all those what ifs, they were keeping me from taking even those small moments. Even if I had to get up and go for a moment or two. All of those moments wasted. They could be streaming. So I need to stop saying, well, what if about this person? I need to basically instead of trying to consider everything, I need to prioritize and commit what comes first. You know, what do I want to do? What should be done? What can be done? You know, that like it's all a delicate balance, you know. But at the same time, without sacrifice, there is no victory. Hashtag Transformers, first movie, and honestly, it's true because it's like if you don't experience the pain, you won't grow. And what I mean by that is, if you're always just seeking comfort, then you're never gonna see past the pain around you. Because you're looking for comfort, you always see the pain. Because you're always acutely aware of what you don't have. You're acutely aware of the pain you are experiencing and what you don't have, is what I mean. And that's not healthy, that's not good. It's not. It doesn't do anyone any good. So instead, don't be so hard on yourself. Do something small. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to be selfish, but don't use that as an excuse to just be like, well, fuck everything and the rest of my life. I'm just gonna live my life how I want it until I die. Like, that won't do you or anyone else any better. It won't. Like, yeah, sure, you might sometimes get what you want out of it, but you're more likely to get things a larger portion of the time. You're more likely to get stuff if you're not selfish, if you help others. The reason why you're more likely is because those others will be willing to help you get that stuff, so you'll have even more opportunities to do the things you want, rather than if you just try to brute force it and go against everybody else and everything. So as much as being selfish for you is good, it's only good to be selfish enough to take care of you, to make sure you are alive, to make sure your life is okay, to make sure you're not going to die, to make sure you have clothes on your back, that you have food on the table, and that when you go to sleep and wake up in the morning, you're not worried about either dying, losing, any of that. At that point, well, at that point, it's up to you how much you want to be selfish, because honestly, in my opinion, once you have all that, once your basic necessities are taken care of, there's no point in being selfish. It doesn't get you any bonuses. It doesn't. No, first come, first serve is different. Because, you know, life's not fair, so, you know, that's what it is. But as far as, like, helping other people and having your life handled and all that, it's a matter of what do you want, genuinely. And if on the inside you're emotionally some kind of way, then you need to ask yourself, why? Where is this emotion coming from? What thought birthed this emotion? What train of thought, what path did I take to get down to this? Because if you think about it, we all make choices in life. Every single choice, however big or small, whether you pick green or blue, whether you took red or blue, or whether you choose soccer over football, or, you know, badminton over tennis, like small things. So anything that matters, anything, all the decisions you make, they all build up in your head, you know? Like, they're there. And they will always be there. Unless you decide to ever change your mind. But here's the thing. You need to physically think that. You can't be like, oh yeah, I want to change my mind. Because that's not thinking it. it's thinking. That's like a third-person version of thinking about it. That's like reading the story ahead and you wanting the character to do it, but not actually ever writing the character yourself to do it. Even though you are the character, you're taking this third character approach and this third person approach to you. Like that doesn't do anyone any good. It doesn't do you good, especially. Now I'm saying this for you and me. I mean this for me because another thing about all of this is just this is a great way to organize your head, you know? Having this in the background is just like I just all I have to do is just clear the leaves. It's nice and cathartic, you know. So I guess all I'm trying to say is live. Make sure you're taken care of first. The reason why I say that is because if you're taken care of, then on top of being able to do anything you want, you have the ability to help whoever you want, to support whatever you want, to do any project you want, to do anything that you want. You have the power. And here's the thing. Getting better at something or getting something nice or something for you is always great. You always want to improve, but here's the thing. Ask yourself this. When you're by yourself and you, let's say, are playing a game all by yourself, you know, kind of like I'm doing right now, if I'm being completely honest, because I don't feel like anyone's watching, because let's be frank, no one is. But you know, you can just sit here and there's a few different kinds of things. Like you can sit here and get better. Like yeah, you can sit here and get better and whatnot, and I can sit here and do this however I want. But because we are social creatures, no matter how good I get at this, no matter how much I do, there will always be some part that feels a little bit lackluster, like there's something missing. That something is to have someone to experience it with, which is why playing with friends is always better. Is because that's why playing with friends can even make a bad game good. It's because it's about the experience, and that is why I want to stream, for the experience, not for leveling up, not for fame or fortune. I mean, yeah, obviously all that stuff would be nice, but just like a fucking $1 million would be nice right now. But so what? Should it affect me in a way? No. It's all about the experience. It's all about doing what I can to help who I can. Yeah. It's about doing what I can to support myself. But once I have a sturdy enough support foundation for myself, I can then use that to support others. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. Is no one's watching, and that is to build my foundation here on Twitch and YouTube. You might be asking, well, what do you mean by your foundation on this? Well, obviously, you probably think viewers and whatnot. Yes, obviously that, but what I mean is a little bit more than that. I want to help remind people, not just of the light, but not just of the dark, of both, of the world that we live in, and how it's a blessing that we're still here. And honestly, I just want to show people that regardless of whatever happens, if we are there for each other, and we don't stop trying, we don't give up, we will be able to overcome anything. Because the will to keep going as cheesy as it is, will always come from wanting to do good to others. Yes, you can have selfish means, but in my personal experience, I've never felt a stronger emotion than when I am doing something for somebody else. My emotion is always more. It's always more for that other person. Yes, myself. I'm always there for me because you're always with you. You don't ever have a moment away from yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's also why it's so nice to have other people's opinions and have other people around, so we can have each other. And that's what I want to give you guys. I want to have you guys, but I want you to have me. Not because I want to be everybody's thing. No, I want to be here for you, the individual, regardless of how many individuals there may be in the future, regardless if it's 1, 0, or 1,000,000,000. It does not matter. It doesn't. Every single person matters. Every single thing matters. And that's just the way life is. Regardless of how insignificant any one thing is, it all has a role to play. That is what I think, and that is what I feel. Now, before I go doing all that, let's do some of this. Lower shovels, swords, nope. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a lot better. I can just... What's this, lore? The journey begins. Well, it's that time of year again. The leaves are starting to fill up the yard. So I've been out there getting rid of what I can. It's the strangest thing, though. The more leaves I seem to get rid of, the more I find next time. And while this in itself is perplexing, I'm more bewildered that I find the work enchanting in some way. They're just leaves, nothing special about them at all. Yet, I can't seem to pull myself away from cleaning them, or clearing them. I would read that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to theorize, hypothesize, which is honestly not as strong as a theory. Fun fact, in case you didn't know, that when you're doing something like this, when you're completing a game, when you're doing anything like this, your goal is to clear the chaos, give birth to peace, clean it up. You know where everything is. You know there's nothing dirty. You know there's nothing in your way. It's like cleaning up your room. If you've ever gone through and just had a dirty room and just cleaned it up, just gave it one good, really deep clean, and look back on it. It's that kind of feeling. You're like, I really like how it is right now. I'm glad I put in the effort. It is nice. Granted, you're usually tired or, however about after it, but that's how it goes. I think I'm gonna sit here for a moment. Yeah. I think this game's gonna be good for getting my thoughts out there. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably gonna say a lot of the same shit. A lot. And if I don't, cool. If I do, well, that is fine too. I hope you get something out of this, because that's the whole point. And if not, help me help you get something out of this, because that's the whole point of this. That's the whole reason I'm trying to do this. Let's give you guys, something to help curb or ebb the razor edge pain that is the everlasting life of time. Because time and all that. That was really poorly worded, but I'll get better hopefully. Like I said, I just want to be there for you guys. As much as it is, obviously I want you guys to be there for me. That's a given, you know? But even if you guys aren't, that's okay. Because I'm still there for you. Because you probably need it the most. Is this pity? Far from it. More trying to be empathetic. Because life's hard. Life is. The only people you don't really feel for are those who are truly, to the utmost degree, selfish. And what I mean by that is people who do anything and everything for themselves without a lick or a care in the world about anyone else around them. I can accept it to a point, you know, if they as long as I can accept it to whatever point, as long as they're considerate to those around them. That's the thing about being selfish. If you're not being considerate to those around you, then you're not kind of being any kind of good. You're kind of being too selfish. That's the difference. So be as selfish as you possibly can. But while you're being as selfish as you can, be even more considerate of others and the actions you have and the consequences your actions have on others. I get a slight headache, like front left of my face. But it's okay. It's like a sinus headache, probably. It's all good. I hope that one day something comes of this. Something wonderful. Something better than I could have ever imagined. And I'm going to stroke my own ego real quick and be like, I can imagine a lot of things. Now, there's quite a bit of things I have not imagined, obviously. There will always be more things, but I have imagined a lot of things. And I think it'd be kind of hard to surprise me with something. I'm not saying you couldn't, but with every new surprise, it's a little harder to surprise again. Why? Because we live in the same world. You're not a different creature from a different planet showing me different things, is what I mean. We are all human. We live in the same world with the same technology, same physics. So, it's harder, you know? It's harder. Here, I need to drink some water real quick. Some H2O. I'm gonna close my eyes for a moment because honestly, I don't know why I was so lean forward there, but yeah, my eyes are bothering me for a moment. Okay. Yeah, this is nice. I'm enjoying it. I think I'm gonna slow down my mouse a little bit more. Well, the stuff I might make right now, it may not be a high production. It's because I'm just trying to get that base audience, you know, those first few who are willing to start cultivating this journey with me, growing this journey, growing on this journey, traveling on this journey with me. And the more that travel with me, the further we'll go. Marketing techniques, that's funny. I love the character of this game. It's a great character. So, I hope, if nothing else, this gets to you. If there's any video or any stream of mine that's watched, I probably want it to be this one. Why? Because it generally talks about what's usually in my head. What's usually what I'll go through. What I think would help in most situations. Yeah. What about this? Absolutely. Sure, we'll get some of that too. Platinum leaves, huh? That's cool. So, if you ever, or if you ever open your phone and you're like, you get that just kind of that dredge, I want to help cleanse that. I want to help direct, if nothing else, you into a better mind space. I mean, yes, myself, but you. Because all of you out there really do deserve something. I mean, everybody has problems, and some people cause more mischief than they should. There'll always be a few bad apples in the bunch. But so long as we all work together to deal with those bad apples, then we'll be okay. And we can all have a great time together. Because guess what? Those bad apples, if anything, they just make things more interesting, Makes it harder to predict things. Now, is that an excuse for things I do? Obviously not. And if you think that is, that's no. But at the very least, one thing I've learned in recent years is that regardless of how a situation looks, it really depends on how you look at it, because you don't know if the situation is truly good or bad until a lot later. What I mean by that is, something that might be good for you now, you might think is great for you now, could later out down the line turn out not to be so great for you. Or vice versa, something that turned out to be horrible for you may end up being your saving grace. And that goes with quite literally anything in life. Now, everything within reason, you can't just go consuming like grass and expecting it to give you magical powers just because it's whimsical probability. But yeah, it's one of those things. So thank you for sitting here with me. Thank you for experiencing with me. And I will let you in on a little secret for those, if any, see the circuit at this point. That, it's 1 in the morning, 1 past, it's like going on 2. And to be honest, I'm not really sure how far I want to go. But I do know that I gotta think everything off of my chest. That's how I feel, you know? I really should have done the marketing. I don't know why I didn't. It's fine. The leaf blower. I had to make a run to the store. I realized that just bagging leaves by hand or a small hand rake wasn't going to cut it. So I went and bought a small leaf blower. It really does the trick. I also saw the store was having a special on a new gadget, the automatic leaf blower, or ALB for short. I figured I'd try them out, seeing as I could never quite get all the leaves. And that is how it is for life. You'll never quite get all of them. Even if you are the best of the best, there will always be some aspect that you can improve upon. And because of that aspect, if nothing else, you will always be surpassed. Because someone else will always be better in that aspect. So while you might be the best in something, but somebody else is still better than you in something. So that doesn't mean you're perfect. What I will say is, for you, those who think they don't have anything, or for those who feel like they are pretty good or are the best or something, that's fine. Good. You should feel good about yourself because you are amazing. You are. Why? By existing. Well, how does that make any sense? That's bullshit, you might say. Well, what if I told you that since we're all just a randomized sheet of numbers, no one is the best at anything, and what really matters is what you decide to put your time into, regardless of what you might understand quicker or better than others, or do or whatever better than others. It's all about the adventure, the journey to and beyond. Okay, market time. Leave marketing. No, I'm good. Okay, well, I think I'm about done. Kind of satisfied, honestly. I have had my fill. I don't need to play anymore. I've gotten my stuff off my chest. All I can say is that at this point, I hope I can provide the things I had mentioned, or if nothing else, a guiding light with some of my words, which is truly my other inmost goal, is to have anything, it doesn't matter what, anything of mine, if it could trigger an instant enlightenment, or if it can help you understand something, give you an enlightenment, anything like that, help you along at all, any of that, then I have done my job, and it is worth it. So, without further ado, let's give this one more wipe, and then I'm going to end the stream there. Yes, it's a short 40-minute stream, but this time, I don't think that matters much. You know? Because it's everything has to come to an end eventually. And that truly is the hardest pill to swallow. But if you can practice and you can swallow it, it'll be untouchable. Untouchable. So I hope you all enjoyed. I hope someone got something out of this. Until next time, everyone. How do I? Oh, okay. Save and quit. There we go. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next journey.